Hi. So today my most wistful friend has asked me to talk about shooting stars. So in thinking about shooting stars, I was thinking about our atmosphere and where does space start, and I decided I'll talk about all of these things first. So we know that our Earth is surrounded by our atmosphere, and our atmosphere has many layers. It actually can extend as high as 10,000 kilometers above the Earth. That varies, but that's to do with space weather, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. The part of the atmosphere that we are most used to is the first 10 kilometers. This is where all our weather happens, and that's because this is where all the water vapor is. So interestingly, to some people who didn't know, our atmosphere is mostly, actually 78% made up of nitrogen, and only 21% is made up of oxygen. So at the point of about 80 kilometers up, is where there's a significant change, and this is where we come to defining the difference between space and airspace, essentially. So at about 80 kilometers, if you were coming in from space, and I think you've all seen this probably in a documentary or in a movie, when a spacecraft's coming back in and it starts bursting into flames, and there's immense heat as it comes through our atmosphere. So as I said, you're coming through space, but as you meet up with the thick part of our atmosphere, there's so many molecules and there's friction, and so heat starts and creates burning. That happens at around 80 kilometers. So we call that the von Karman line. It's also the line under which, if you were flying an aircraft, there would be enough air to lift your wings, but above that there wouldn't, and you'd have to use a rocket. So most countries accept between 80 and 100 kilometers as where space starts. This is also important legally because countries own their airspace, so they need to know where it ends. Why I bring this up with respect to shooting stars is the Earth travels in its orbit, and as it does, it passes through rocks and lots of dust, the tails of comets, and all of this dust and debris passes through our atmosphere. Actually, up to 60 tons of dust and debris come through our atmosphere every day. So as a rock comes through our atmosphere, like a rocket that's returning to Earth, it will hit that thick part of our atmosphere, and as it comes through our atmosphere, it'll be burning. And eventually it just burns up before it reaches the ground. So you see the streak across the sky. That's what we call a shooting star. You can still wish on them. All of the other debris I mentioned, the smaller bits just burn off at the edge of our atmosphere, and we don't actually see those. Hope you found that interesting. I'm a little rushed today. Tomorrow we go into lockdown. I hope everyone stays happy and stays safe.